Losing weight is something that a lot of people struggle with. I struggled with it for years. I grew up as an overweight kid. I was a very overweight teenager. I spent a lot of time yo-yo dieting, doing weird things. I remember trying to do this like lemonade cleanse thing where I would just drink like lemonade and syrup, I think, was in it, and that was like your lunch and your dinner. It was weird. I did some bizarre things to try and lose weight. Weight loss, however, is not that complicated. It simply comes down to being in a caloric deficit, consuming fewer calories than you burn in a day. And that's it. That's how you lose weight. Calories in versus calories out. And every diet out there is just a different way of achieving that goal. Atkins, paleo, keto diet, intermittent fasting, any of the diets out there, any of the ways to formulate eating, they all just try and get you to reduce your caloric intake so that you're losing weight. Now, a great way to go about that is to reduce your caloric intake and increase your activity level so that you're burning more calories, consuming fewer calories, therefore weight loss is easier, versus just trying to reduce your caloric intake. So that's why people always recommend working out and eating healthier. Over the years, I've discovered several things that have really helped me lose weight and keep weight off, because I have successfully kept weight off for 6 years now. And that's something I hear a lot of people say, is that they'll lose some weight and they'll put it back on, or they'll lose a bunch of weight and they'll put a bunch back on, which I did that for a long time. When I was a teenager, I lost 80 pounds and then gained like 100 back over the following couple years. So I wanted to give a couple simple tips to help you lose the weight and help you keep it off long term. Some things that people might not think about, that they just kind of overlook. Especially to people who are new to this, when it comes to counting calories and eating healthy, you think about the calorie content of one piece of food, but there's so many other things that can add up throughout the day that will keep you from losing weight. You know, you might be thinking, well, man, I don't understand. I had grilled chicken and a salad for lunch, but you put blue cheese dressing all over that salad, and that's going to add 200 calories to your lunch. So now instead of having a 400 calorie lunch, your lunch was 600 calories. And before you know it, at the end of the day, if you do that with lunch and dinner, maybe at breakfast you had, full sugar jelly all over your toast. It's like, that's 400-500 extra calories you just had without really thinking about it, and then you're not losing weight that day or that week because you're doing little things like that. So that's obviously the first tip, is condiments. Look at those things that you're adding to your food to make sure that you're not adding unnecessary calories. Look, I get it. Salad dressings, condiments, things you can add, jams, jellies, holy crap, that stuff is good. Don't get me started on Nutella and peanut butter. So freaking delicious. But when you're trying to lose weight, be very, very conscious of those things. When I started losing weight, I switched away from full sugar jelly to sugar-free jelly. You go from 50 calories a tablespoon to, I think it's like 5 or 10 calories a tablespoon. Tastes different, but still good. It's going to take a little while to adjust to new flavors, because things will taste slightly different, especially if you're not used to artificial flavors or sugar-free things. They don't taste as sweet. They're not as instantly rewarding. You don't get that dopamine kick, but it's going to help you long-term lose weight and keep it off. Switching to sugar-free or fewer sugars, no sugar added, those items are really going to help you when you're losing weight. Fat-free items, not so much, because you need fat in your diet, and when you have a fat-free item, they have to sub in something else into that product, usually sugar, to make the product taste good and make it viable, because fat's really delicious. So if you're taking the fat out of something, you have to add something else in, or the product is not going to be good at all. So they usually add in sugar. So stick away from things that are like fat-free. Go for stuff that is sugar-free or no sugar added, things like that. So that's tip number one. Look out for those things that you're adding, condiments, whatever you're putting on your toast, whatever you're putting on your salad, whatever you're dipping your things in. Be very careful. I'm not saying you can't have those items. Like for me personally, I love Chick-fil-A. So instead of eating Chick-fil-A sauce, which is like 130 calories for a packet, I started using buffalo sauce, which is 10 calories per packet. 120 calories saved, because I would also usually eat like 2 or 3 of those with a meal. So I went from having 300, 400 extra calories of sauce down to like 30 to 40 calories in sauce. It's little adjustments like that where you're going to see the big differences and you're going to maintain that new lifestyle, because that's what you're trying to do. You want to create a new lifestyle. You don't want to go on this crash diet for 2 or 3 months where you're going to feel like crap, and as soon as you get off of it, your body's just going to be like, give me all the nutrients and sustenance that you have not been giving me, even though it isn't nutrients and sustenance. It's just sugar and crap and fillers. You need to just get away from that. Slowly taper yourself off of that and build a new lifestyle. That's why I've been able to do what I've been able to do, is because I got used to and adjusted to a better lifestyle where now I prefer the things that I prefer. I prefer those lower sugar items. I prefer eating healthy because it feels better, it tastes better, it makes me feel good. A big thing I did was when I started losing weight, I have such a sweet tooth, I just said no sugar, no processed sugar. Completely detoxed off of sugar. I only ate whole foods. I didn't touch any candies, sweets, no sugar in my drinks, nothing like that. Completely detoxed off of it. And after a while, I started really liking vegetables. I started really liking raw fruit. And I was like, whoa, this is great. All this food is delicious. That's what worked for me. Not saying it'll work for you, but that's what worked for me. That kind of leads me into another point, is don't drink your calories. If you're trying to lose weight, you have X number of calories you should be eating a day, all right? And don't drink those calories. Drinks are not really going to offer you anything in the terms of satiation, anything in the terms of nutritional value, so don't drink those calories. One caveat to that is having some sort of protein drink. But don't load that protein drink with like bananas and peanut butter and sugar. Definitely don't buy a protein drink from Smoothie King. If you look at the nutritional value of things from Smoothie King, it's mind-boggling. Like, what are you putting in that smoothie to make it like that? Like, what are you doing? Make your smoothies at home. But don't drink your calories. Don't drink a regular can of Coke. Don't drink sweet tea. Don't drink whatever. Definitely don't get some sort of Starbucks Frappuccino, whatever. I love those things as much as the next person. They're freaking delicious, right? They're also 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 calories sometimes in a drink, especially if you're getting one the size of your freaking arm. Don't do it. You know what? I love black coffee now. Used to not be that crazy about it. I love it now. That's one of the things I did when I was losing weight. I said, okay, I'm not going to put creamers in. I'm not going to put anything in my coffee, just straight black coffee. Wasn't even doing milk or almond milk, just black coffee. And I like it. You can add little things like almond milk and make it better, a little bit of stevia, add some sweetness to it, but those are 0 calorie or very low calorie options. Be aware of these things, because those are the small adjustments, again, that are gonna ruin what you're trying to achieve long term. If you're eating a good breakfast, but you're having a cup, 2 cups, 3 cups of coffee, and you're putting a bunch of full sugar creamer in, or like if you stand at the creamer section at a freaking grocery store, there is 20 to 30 flavors, and they all sound delicious. Every time I buy like refrigerated creamer, I stand there at the creamer section and it's just like, they've got Oreo flavor, they got Irish cream, they got peanut butter cup, they got sugar frosted cookie, they've got all these delicious sounding flavors, and they're all just terrible for you. And every time I'll go with the sugar-free option. So those are the main tips I wanted to tell you guys about when you're trying to lose weight and change your lifestyle. It's easy to be like, okay, I need to eat grilled chicken and not a greasy cheeseburger. It's easy to be like, I need to have salad and not chips. It's harder to think about those little things that are going to add up throughout the day. Like I said, if you're just adding some blue cheese dressing, which I keep saying blue cheese because I love blue cheese. If you're just adding blue cheese dressing to your salad at lunch, blue cheese dressing, what is that, like 120 calories? Like full regular blue cheese dressing is like 100 and something calories every 2 tablespoons. You glop that on to your salad, 150, 200 calories extra on your salad. If you do that every lunch for a week, 1,400 extra calories in a week. That's a lot. That is so much just by replacing that dressing with a sugar-free or a low-calorie dressing. There are 0-calorie dressings out there. I have not found one I've liked. I've tried a couple and I didn't really enjoy them, so I usually stick with something like a balsamic vinaigrette that's like 50 calories per 2 tablespoons. Anyway, if you make that adjustment, you can chop off 700 calories in a week just by making that one adjustment for lunch every day. And that, over the term of a week, over the term of a month, over the term of a year, is going to be a huge help. You don't have to lose 50 pounds in a month. If you lose 15, 20 pounds in a year by making these small adjustments and increasing your activity level, 20 pounds in a year is huge. A lot of people gain 20 pounds in a year and they feel worse in December than they did in January. You make these small changes, you're going to feel better in December than you did in January because you lost 20 pounds. You increased your activity level. And when I say increase your activity level, I don't mean you're going to go running every day. Just walk for like 10, 15 minutes every day. Walk for 30 minutes every other day.
Things like that. These little small adjustments are going to make such a huge difference. And that's what I've done over my life and continue to do every day, is make the little adjustments, make those little choices that keep me moving in the direction I want to go, that keep me feeling as good as I want to feel. So hopefully those have helped you. Hopefully that's stuff that you think about but don't really think about. Maybe it's something you never thought about before. Hopefully you got some sort of value out of this video. If you did, it'd be great if you hit the like button, subscribe. I'm trying to do more of this. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.